It's Tamara at TrueConnection. Let's talk Joe Millionaire. So today I'm going to give you my predictions and then an entire bonus segment after that. So if you want to know what I think's about to happen in Joe Millionaire and see what my surprise segment is, stay tuned. Joe Millionaire just finished episode 7. So the intriguing thing about this episode is that the families have all arrived of the women only. And that's fantastic learning opportunity for the guys. And of course, we're still only seeing 40 minutes of filming per week, right? Which is such a shame. I really hope they expand the show to 2 hours because there's so much more that they could display, more dates that they could plan, more group events, more one-on-one times. I mean, the guys really do need more one-on-one time with these women, and they've all voiced it. I know on every reality TV show the women say that, but I think the men really are struggling at this point too. So the families have come. As you know, Brianna went home, and she did go home as I predicted because she really couldn't get out of her head. And I feel badly for her about that, but I can also see why they sent her home. I mean, Steven kept asking her, believe me, trust me, you know, get to know me, connect with me, and put your insecurities aside, and she just couldn't do it. She really just couldn't. But what I do love about this casting selection is that the women are being really consistent in their behavior, which is fantastic. With the exception of Brianna, she started out really gregarious, outgoing, confident, and just really playful with the process and really engaged. And then with time, having spent more time with the women, she just kind of went into her shell, and Steven just wasn't able to get her out. This week's prediction, Amber will be going home. And that's just because she's so sweet, so wonderful, intelligent, nurturing. She has all these fabulous qualities. She's just not a good match for these guys. I mean, they want somebody that's more spontaneous, playful, just willing to joke around, laugh, have a good time. And I think they want that with their children once those come into the picture too. So when her family came, and that was further confirmation that Amber really is just more reserved, and you could see where it came from. Her father and brother were both really reserved too. And then she spilled the beans and said, my mom would have been a lot harder on you. I think the guys were like, okay. So I think maybe at this point they are restricted to eliminating one woman at a time. I know eliminations can happen anytime, but they really are ready to eliminate Amber, but kept her. I think they just kind of have to at this point, even though they know. Those are my predictions. The person after that that's got to go home is Kala. I mean, her mom came, and maybe because her family came and she was really energized by having her family there, and they saw maybe 20 minutes of her being what her family would say is her true self. She has consistently been withdrawn. They feel consistently awkward with her. She's refusing to let him in. They've specifically asked her, they even told her family, this is the most animated she's been the whole time. She just will not open up. She doesn't share. She doesn't talk. We've seen no range of emotion. The range of emotion is like this big from Kala. She, I think, just still won't be able to break through in this time space. So I think it'll be Amanda this week and Kala the week after that. Bonus segment time. Okay, so let's take the women that are left, and maybe you can see yourself in one of these women, or one of your friends that's dating you can see in these women. So let's talk about Amber. Sweet, wonderful, fantastic. But these guys just aren't a good match. So when she's looking for who to date, she has to just be more selective in her choices. She only had 2 choices this time, so this certainly isn't on her. But when she's out in the world and dating, she needs to look for a guy that's interested in somebody elegant, intelligent, sophisticated, soft-spoken, just kind of mild-mannered and even-keeled, and is willing to marry into a family that is very much so that way, very traditional and very kind of reserved. Yeah, so if Amber reminds you of yourself or one of your friends, it's going to take a different kind of selection process because there aren't going to be a lot of guys that want someone that reserved. So it might be like opposites attract. So somebody really gregarious and outgoing that wants somebody to balance them out, and Amber would be a great fit for that. Possibly somebody equally reserved, because if opposites attract, eventually really do get on each other's nerves. I mean, that's really exciting and fun in the beginning, but it takes a special couple to really have a sustainable relationship when you're opposite, because you're both like, would you calm down? Would you come out of your shell? Would you talk to my friends? Would you stop talking to your friends? So then you just have to give it a try. And it might just depend on that mystical connection thing. Like, the guys really like her, enjoy her, and are attracted to her. They just don't have that draw to her, because they know the thing that really brings them life and fun and springs a feeling of affection and love just isn't in their matching. Oh my gosh, the guys still both really like Whitney, and nothing was revealed this week about how she feels about either guy. If she's starting to lean towards either one. She is great for both of them because she is gregarious, silly, fun. She's herself. She's natural looking. She's not over fussing on her appearance. She doesn't appear to be high maintenance in any way. And that's exactly what the guys are looking for. Who can just be with me and roll with the punches and roll with the needs of my business. And we can have a great time no matter what we're doing. So does Whitney remind you of you? This kind of a match is really easy to make a match for in the real world, because she's going to fit with so many different personality types. The only type that I think maybe she wouldn't be a match for is somebody looking for someone like Amber, somebody sophisticated, elegant, and that wants to have, kind of more formal lifestyle, formal conversation. Amanda. So her mom reveals, and I love it that she did this because it really does have to be out in the open. Amanda's got over $10 million, and I don't know if that's the shared family fortune. Being an entrepreneur is quite a costly undertaking in fashion design, swimwear. That can kind of soak up a lot of those funds. So I think it's really terrific that her mom revealed that, because it will kind of alleviate the fears of both guys. The family perspective on money is, it's not a priority. It doesn't establish our identity. We are willing to roll with the punches. It's not our priority. It's not who we are. So that was comforting to Kurt, because he doesn't have the money, right? And he thinks, well, Amanda will just choose me. She doesn't have to consider money in this equation. And now we know why Amanda hasn't mentioned money at all in this process. She's doing the same thing the guys are. I want them to love me for me, so I'm not revealing that I'm wealthy. Now, Steven has surrendered Amanda to Kurt, right? Because Kurt's crazy about her, and he and Amanda just don't seem to have that connection. And I love it because two wealthy people don't need to come together. I think it's fun to spread the wealth. That's pretty terrific. Now, Amanda, does she remind you of you or one of your friends? Yeah, fun, lively, composed, intelligent, ambitious, independent. She has all the qualities that both these men desire, except that Kurt and Amanda are the ones that have the connection. So Steven's out of the picture with that. And I love it that Kurt has this strong connection and draw to Amanda, because he needs one, right? Because he and Carolyn, if they are the last couple standing, which I hope they aren't, they'll never make it on the outside. And it's just will be up to Amanda if after time passes she would like to take him back. So if you are like Amanda, you are going to have a wide open playing field of men too. It's really wise of her to not lead with her money, to live modestly and humbly, because that really does affect people's decision makings in relationships. It just does. She's really well suited to Kurt. So if you are like Amanda, you are also a really good match for a lot of different personality types of guys. Even if Steven was interested in Amanda, he would also be relieved that she has money, because outside of this process, it would never be an issue. They might not even need a prenup, or maybe she needs a prenup. Annie, we didn't learn much at all about Annie this week, did we? Except her family is composed, reserved, kind of your normal family conversation. I like that the dad asked the men some difficult questions and was inquisitive, but we learned nothing more about Annie. She is fun, talkative, and she maybe had a lot of those skills before her pageant days, but those have been refined since then. I mean, she'd be terrific for either one of the guys, and just being able to blend into any situation, talk to any clients, move about within the family business, and kind of take on whatever projects they all decided as a family would be great for her. But as far as knowing anything about Annie, nope. So, does Annie remind you of yourself in this process? Because she is really fun and has a personality type that would fit well with a lot of guys, maybe even a majority like Whitney, because she's got just a lively personality. She's intelligent, she's engaging, and she has a really nice presence about her. She is a little more refined and elegant than Whitney, as you know. So Whitney's more down home, Annie's a little bit more just composed, sophisticated. That's just kind of her style, how she likes to present herself. So I think Whitney, suits Steven really well. So we'll see where that goes. All right. I guess I have to talk about Carolyn. I hate wasting any airtime because she's getting so much. But the great thing was about this week is Carolyn got hardly any airtime. I loved it because we are sick of hearing about her, except for maybe the reality TV part of us that watches this show kind of have a love-hate relationship with Carolyn. What I found was really remarkable is I think her not inviting her family but inviting a friend is also part of her manipulation. This is another thing she's not revealing, another thing she's withholding from Kurt, another mystery she is consciously putting out there to manipulate and control the situation. Again, Kurt learned nothing more about Carolyn. He keeps saying over and over, I know nothing about her. I know nothing about her life, her lifestyle, and truly, what personality traits is she even exhibiting? Mystery, control, manipulation. I mean, is there anything else? She knows how to flirt, be coy. The only thing keeping them together is his subconscious mind, right? We all lead with our subconscious mind 95% of the time. That draw, that cosmic connection that he feels, that's literally the only thing keeping them together. And what I love is he said that when Carolyn's friend said, why are you attracted to Carolyn? He said, it's a feeling. It's just a feeling. And I don't know if Carolyn is even off her high horse enough or has enough perspective to realize that's actually a tremendous insult. I know so little about her, I can't list one character trait that I admire, love, respect, appreciate about Carolyn. But I have this feeling. She did reply, though, saying, you're such a man of words. Well, he is with other people, just not with you because you're not revealing anything. And I'm really frustrated for him because it's to the point of being cruel now that she's withholding so much information about her life, her ex-husband, her son, what their life would be like together, what she really wants. I mean, her range of need for a relationship is, from what we can gather, and of course this is an edited show, is that she wants somebody she can control and manipulate, that has money, that will accept her ex-husband, because she never talks about him accepting her child. The child never comes up. It's the ex-husband that comes up. That is all she requires. That's it. Not companionship, intimacy, connection, a spiritual bond, intelligence, playfulness, fun. Yep, nothing. So, will she make it to the end? I hate to say, but statistically, that subconscious draw is so strong for people. Unless the guys really sit down, and I think, the producers will encourage them to do this. They are going to have to sit down and actually do like a pros, cons list, a compatibility list. So they are forced to get their conscious mind out in the front, doing the thinking, are we really a good match, or is this just some mystical fun thing that's going to be over in 6 months? I mean, Carolyn and Kurt don't have a chance in hell on making it on the outside. They could make it for a while, though, because he's going to try. He's the kind of great guy that's going to try. He's going to work as hard as he can to meet her needs. And it's just going to be willy-nilly. Am I in the mood to accept his advances or what he's offering me? Or does he... That will last for a while because she will look bad on social media if she breaks up with him right away once she finds out he doesn't have any money. But it won't last. But she will walk away first because he doesn't have any money. So he won't even have the chance to break her heart. But if the producers do their job in this case and really intend to have a success rate with this show and do right by the guys, they will force them to sit down, or Martin will, right? It'll be through Martin that they will do this. Have the guys sit down and really think about their compatibility. The mysteriousness surrounding Carolyn is really hurting and starting to disturb Kurt. So she could be the one to go home, Amber, Kala, Carolyn. Because, and I just really hope Carolyn doesn't make it, because he's going to be the one hurt, not her. Kala I'm not going to ask anybody if Carolyn reminds you of you. Nope. Let's move on to Kala. Does she remind you of you? Is it really tough for you to open up? Is it really tough for your friend that brings, to mind when you think of Kala, of being removed, being distant, of being mysterious? I don't know that Kala's being, intentionally mysterious to try to be, coy and adorable and flirty. I think it will dawn on her soon, because it's still not dawning on her, that her tactics are hurting her relationship. She's on the verge of going home. They've put her in the last, bracket of women that are sitting on the couch before elimination. She's still not getting it. They made those remarks about how removed she is. And this is the only time we've seen her come to life. They said that right in front of her family. So we have to see this week, does any change occur in her? We just have to wait and see. I say no. I say Kala's already out there who she is, and it takes her forever to get to the level of connection that she can be who her family thinks she really is. Or is the person we're seeing who Kala really is? I mean, these guys can't build a future with someone who always needs their mommy around to bring them to life. That's just not practical, logical. Maybe Kala just needs more time. Maybe she just needs to, when she watches this back, I think she'll learn a ton about how she's coming across and what this behavior cost her. So if you are removed and mysterious like Kala, you are only going to attract one kind of guy. These guys feel good about her energy. They're there with her. Kala out in a club or in society or at work or other places where she could meet people. Nobody has time for that. Nobody has a year to chase a woman and say, so, are you ready to be yourself around me? So, are you ready to express yourself? No one's going to do that except someone that's a player, because it's the chase that they love. And once they get Kala, they're gone. They're out. So, I'm really excited for her to watch this back and just kind of learn more about herself. I think it will help her a ton. What's coming this week? The guys' families. I can't wait to see this. And I especially can't wait to see Steven's relationship with his mom. In the previews, she wasn't in the picture. So I really hope that Steven's mom's there, because that would be so unfair to Annie, Kala, Whitney to not meet her, knowing the strong bond that they have and the really fuzzy boundaries that they have. The girls deserve to see that. And not that after the show they wouldn't see it, or maybe in a future episode, but they deserve to see it now. Nobody's got time to sit and be sitting on that elimination couch week after week after week if they would have just known that one extremely pivotal factor. Except that maybe these girls are too young to know what a pivotal factor that is. I mean, having a mom that's so involved like that, could destroy the relationship in 4 months. I can't wait to meet their families. I can't wait to meet Kurt's family, because he doesn't talk about them really, or not on screen anyway. This is edited. But I can't wait to see more about Steven's family, more about Kurt's family, and kind of just see how the women mesh. And I'm also really interested to see, do they go to their actual houses? They're going to Steven's farm. We saw that in the preview, but okay, so they're out in the pasture with a tractor. Are they going to his home? Because is the helicopter going to be there? The other machinery going to, there's just too many clues if they go to each other's homes. Unless like the White House, you get snuck in a secret entrance, you go in one room and then you leave. But still, the outbuildings, the grounds, the cars, they would just have to remove so much. Or maybe in Steven's case, if this is like a commune or a compound, maybe they'll go to one of the brothers' homes or something that's more, traditional or modest, so it doesn't reveal a lot. And then they could say this is one of the family houses, and then we'll see how they try to fool us this week. So I'm really excited to see that. So one of the things the guys will likely, because these are really smart gentlemen, they're going to start thinking, okay, so the things that I like about each one of these women, I have to think about how will they interact with my family, and they're going to see some of that, but not a lot. How are they going to interact with my friends? So Carolyn, around Kurt's friends, she's going to flirt with all of them and then walk away and pout until he takes her home. Okay, Calla, she's not getting to know these guys, even though she wants to fall for one of them and date them, not talk to, which means she wouldn't talk to their friends, their family. And it would take a long time for his inner circle to really get to know. Years? I mean, I don't know. Annie would be open and friendly right away. Whitney, Amanda, they would really socialize easily and be kind of immersed in their lives relatively quickly. Okay, so who's left? Stephen has Annie and Whitney. But Whitney expressed interest in Kurt, but even though she took him on that date, that doesn't mean she has more interest in Kurt. And then Calla, but she'll be gone, not this week, but the next week. Who's Kurt have left? Carolyn, Amanda, and Whitney. I just think for sure that when he has to choose, they both really like Whitney, but I just think Amanda's a better match for him, and I think he just has that pull to her too, and that chemistry that they really want, and I think he'll figure out enough about Carolyn to just realize that he has to let her go. So my long-term predictions are Annie for Stephen and Amanda for Kurt. Fingers crossed anyway, because I really don't want to see him get hurt. I really like both these guys. These are really good men. So what are your predictions? Put them in the chat. Take good care, guys. We'll see what happens this week with the families. Talk to you later.